Okay, I'm going to feed my starter. I'm going to zero out the scale. So it's at 0 grams right now. I'm estimating that I have about 50 grams of starter in there because I don't have much. I've used it. So I'm gonna add 100 grams of bread flour. I'm at 82 because I want to feed it at a 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 ratio. So, all right, that's about 100. 106 of bread flour, and now I can re-zero it. And now I'm going to add 100 grams of distilled water. It's about 100. Kind of want that to be equal. And then I'm going to stir it up. And I'm going to let it rise and double. Okay, I have my starter that's doubled. I have my bowl at 0 grams. And I'm going to add 360 grams of filtered water. Between 350 and 370. Okay, and then I'm going to add 100 of starter. It should float if it's active and ready to be used. Okay, then I'm going to whisk that together. I'm going to zero it out again. $10 grams of salt. I usually use pink Himalayan salt. 12 grams is fine. Zero it again, and I'm going to add 500 grams of flour. 500 grams of flour, and I'm going to stir it into a really shaggy ball of dough. Now I'm going to stretch and fold 3 to 4 times before I let it prove overnight. So I basically pick up from the side, stretch it up, and put it in the middle. And this will help develop the gluten. Over time, it will look more like a ball of dough. I try to space this out every 30 minutes to an hour, but it does not need to be exact. Okay, so I'm gonna do stretch and fold again, and you can see the gluten's developing. So I'll pull it up from the side, back to the middle, and I'll do this 2 or 3 more times, and then I will leave it overnight to bulk ferment. So you can kind of see it's becoming more dough-like. It's hard with one hand. Okay, so our dough has bulk proved overnight. You should be able to see bubbles in the side of it. So we are going to shape the dough, which is my favorite part. So I'm gonna get some flour for my surface. I'm going to scrape the dough out of here. Try to get all that you can. Okay, you're just gonna kind of spread it out, and you're going to gently fold it over itself. Very gently so you don't get the air bubbles out of it. And then you're just going to pull it towards yourself over and over. And then you kind of do this, and you'll start seeing some blistering, which is just tiny air bubbles coming together on the top. So that means that you haven't squished the air bubbles out, but you've got them rising to the top to make yourself a really good crust, and still air bubbles in the middle so it rises well. Okay, now you're going to chill it in the fridge. So you've got tension on your dough. You're gonna chill it in the fridge for 2 hours, up to a few days. Mine, I'm usually impatient, so I usually just do it in the afternoon of the day that I'm shaping it. All right, so you got a lot of tension in your dough. You can do a round, you can do an oval. Today I'm doing an oval. So I flip it upside down so the top goes underneath, and then you just kind of pinch it together at the top, cover it, chill it, and bake it in the Dutch oven this afternoon. Hope that helps. Okay, I've preheated my Dutch oven at 500 degrees. This bread has been in the refrigerator since yesterday. I got my parchment paper, I just lift it out, and now I take my bread lame, any kind of bread lame is fine. I'm going to make a deeper side cut to allow for the oven spring, and then I just make a couple little lines there and a couple little lines there. Sometimes if I'm doing a circle, I'll do 2 rows, but when I'm doing an oval, that's what it looks like. Now I'll put it in the Dutch oven, covered for 30 minutes at 450, uncovered for 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, this is the end result. I don't like mine too brown, but if you do, put it in there for a few more minutes, or you can even lift it out and just set it straight in the oven to get the edges a little bit more golden brown done. And I always put a cookie sheet or a baking stone under my Dutch oven so the bottom does not burn. Hope that's helpful.